Throughout the centuries, the Bible has stood as one of the most widely read and influential books in history. But buried within its ancient pages are prophecies, cryptic messages about events to come, messages that have fascinated and confounded scholars, theologians, and believers alike. But here's the question: could the events we're witnessing today, wars, environmental crises, rapid technological advancement, be fulfillment of these ancient prophecies? What if the world around us is following a script written thousands of years ago? The Bible isn't just a spiritual guide. It's also a collection of extraordinary predictions about the future. From the rise and fall of empires to the very nature of humanity's technological evolution, the Bible contains prophecies that have been fulfilled with astonishing accuracy. But what about the prophecies that speak of the end of days? The ones that foretell a time of great upheaval, marked by unprecedented change and turmoil. Many believe we are living in that time right now. In this video, we'll explore 5 key prophecies that seem to be unfolding today. These aren't vague guesses or random predictions. They're specific warnings that have captivated believers for centuries. And now, we're seeing the pieces fall into place. Prophecy 1. The rise of global unrest. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 24, Jesus speaks about the signs of the end of the age. He warns, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." This prophecy paints a picture of widespread conflict and division, a world teetering on the brink of chaos. Today, these words seem more relevant than ever. From the ongoing war in Ukraine to tensions in the South China Sea, from political divisions in the West to humanitarian crises in developing nations, it feels as though conflict has become the new normal. And it's not just wars between nations. Social unrest is sweeping across the globe, with people taking to the streets to protest injustice, inequality, and corruption. The Bible's prophecy isn't limited to armed conflict. It encompasses the fractures within societies themselves. But what makes this prophecy so chilling is its context. Jesus described these events as the beginning of birth pains, a sign that more significant and transformative events are yet to come. The question we must ask ourselves is, are we ready for what's next? Prophecy 2. Knowledge will increase. In the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4, we find a fascinating prophecy. "But you, Daniel, roll up and seal the words of the scroll until the time of the end. Many will go here and there, and knowledge will increase." This cryptic statement was made thousands of years ago. But today, its meaning feels startlingly clear. In the past century alone, humanity has witnessed an explosion of knowledge unlike anything in history. Consider this. It took over 1,500 years after the fall of Rome for human knowledge to double. Today, experts estimate that knowledge doubles every 12 hours, thanks to the internet, artificial intelligence, and big data. From the internet that connects billions of people to advanced AI systems capable of processing incomprehensible amounts of data, the world we live in today matches Daniel's prophecy to an extraordinary degree. We are running to and fro at a pace never imagined by previous generations, fueled by technology that grows more complex by the second. Consider how knowledge impacts every area of life. Education is now accessible at the click of a button. Medical breakthroughs save lives in ways that would have been deemed miraculous a century ago. And space exploration has taken humanity beyond the stars. But there's another side to this story. Some believe that this rapid increase in knowledge is both a blessing and a warning. As technology becomes more powerful, ethical dilemmas emerge. Artificial intelligence, for instance, offers incredible potential, but also raises questions about its role in surveillance, job displacement, and even warfare. Are we in control of the knowledge we've unlocked? Or are we reaching a point where it begins to control us? This is a question that echoes through Daniel's prophecy. Is humanity's quest for knowledge leading us to enlightenment or to something far darker? As we consider the implications of this prophecy, one thing is clear. The increase in knowledge is reshaping the world in profound ways. Could Daniel have foreseen this? Could this prophecy be pointing to our very age of digital transformation? Prophecy 3. Global environmental change. Throughout the Bible, there are warnings about humanity's relationship with the earth. One of the most striking passages appears in Revelation 11, verse 18. The time has come for judging the dead and for rewarding your servants, and for destroying those who destroy the earth. For centuries, this verse was interpreted symbolically. But in the age of climate change, deforestation, and environmental crises, its relevance feels more literal than ever. Humanity's impact on the planet has grown exponentially since the dawn of the industrial age. Today, we're facing an unprecedented environmental crisis. Rising global temperatures, disappearing ice caps, and extreme weather events have become part of our daily reality. But is this just a consequence of modern industry? Or could it be tied to ancient prophecy? Consider this. In the last century, global temperatures have risen by approximately 1.2 degrees Celsius. While this might seem small, the effects have been catastrophic. Sea levels are rising, threatening to displace millions living in coastal regions. Extreme heat waves, hurricanes, and floods are becoming more frequent and devastating. Revelation 11 verse 18 mentions destroying those who destroy the earth. Could this be a warning about humanity's unchecked exploitation of natural resources? From deforestation in the Amazon to overfishing in the world's oceans, we are depleting the planet's resources at an alarming rate. And as the effects of climate change worsen, it's becoming clear that our actions have far-reaching consequences. But there's another dimension to this prophecy. Revelation doesn't just warn us, it holds humanity accountable. It challenges us to reflect on how we care for the earth and the legacy we leave for future generations. Are we the stewards of creation, or are we the ones destroying it? Interestingly, the Bible also emphasizes hope and renewal. In Romans 8 verse 21, it speaks of creation being liberated from its bondage to decay. While the environmental crisis may align with prophecy, it also calls us to action, to restore, rebuild, and protect the earth. So what does this prophecy mean for us today? Are these environmental changes part of a divine plan, or are they warnings to change course? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear. The choices we make now will shape the future of our planet. Prophecy 4. The rebirth of Israel. One of the most extraordinary biblical prophecies is found in Ezekiel 37, often referred to as the vision of the dry bones. In this vision, the prophet sees a valley filled with dry bones, representing the people of Israel scattered and lifeless. But then, something miraculous happens. The bones come together, are covered with flesh, and receive the breath of life. This vision is interpreted as a metaphor for the rebirth of Israel. For nearly 2 millennia, the Jewish people lived in exile, scattered across the globe. The idea of a return to their ancestral homeland seemed impossible. Yet, against all odds, this prophecy began to take shape in the 20th century. On that historic day in 1948, the modern state of Israel was established. For many, this was the fulfillment of Ezekiel's prophecy. The scattered bones of a nation had come together, and Israel was reborn. Since its rebirth, Israel has not only survived but thrived. It has become a hub of innovation, a leader in technology and medicine, and a central player in global geopolitics. Yet, this miraculous rebirth has also brought challenges. Israel's existence remains at the center of controversy, surrounded by nations that have historically opposed it, and facing internal and external pressures. The nation often finds itself in the headlines. Could this ongoing tension be part of what Ezekiel hinted at, a period of great trials following the nation's rebirth? Beyond its geopolitical importance, Israel holds profound religious significance for Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. Jerusalem, in particular, is a focal point of prophecy, with many believing it will play a central role in events yet to come. Ezekiel's prophecy doesn't just speak of rebirth, it speaks of restoration. It points to a time when the people of Israel will not only return to their land, but also reconnect with their spiritual heritage. Some believe we are witnessing the beginnings of this spiritual revival today. But what does this mean for the rest of the world? As we see the prophecy of Israel's rebirth fulfilled, many believe it's a sign that other end-time events are drawing closer. Prophecy 5. Global connectivity and surveillance. In Revelation 13 verses 16 to 17, we find one of the Bible's most mysterious and debated prophecies. It speaks of a time when no one can buy or sell unless they have the mark of the beast. For centuries, this prophecy puzzled scholars and believers alike. But in today's age of digital currencies, biometric identification, and global surveillance, it's beginning to feel eerily plausible. The rise of global connectivity has transformed our world. We can communicate instantly, transfer money with a tap, and access nearly limitless information. But this interconnected world comes at a cost: privacy. Every transaction, every movement, every interaction is increasingly monitored, tracked, and stored. One of the most striking developments is the push for cashless economies. Around the world, physical money is being replaced by digital transactions. While this offers convenience, it also raises questions about control. Digital currencies can be tracked, restricted, and even disabled. Imagine a future where access to your own money depends on compliance with a centralized system. Some believe this is the foundation for what Revelation describes: a system where buying and selling are controlled by a single, centralized authority. With technology like facial recognition and biometric IDs, the tools for such a system are already in place. But it doesn't stop with financial control. Surveillance technologies are advancing at an unprecedented rate. From smart devices in our homes to cameras that can identify individuals in a crowd, our world is becoming one where every action is observed and recorded. Could this be the infrastructure for the system described in Revelation? While some see these technologies as tools for safety and progress, others warn that they pave the way for potential abuse. Imagine a scenario where access to essential services, food, water, shelter, depends on compliance with an overarching system. Revelation's prophecy of a mark that governs economic and social participation feels increasingly relevant. Yet, amidst these concerns, there's a growing awareness of the need for ethical boundaries in technology. Activists, technologists, and communities worldwide are pushing back against the misuse of surveillance, advocating for transparency and accountability. Revelation 13 doesn't just serve as a warning, it's a call to vigilance. As we navigate this era of unprecedented connectivity, it challenges us to consider the balance between progress and freedom, convenience and control. As we've explored these 5 prophecies: global unrest, the explosion of knowledge, environmental crises, the rebirth of Israel, and the rise of surveillance, it's clear that the Bible's words resonate deeply with the world we see today. But what do these prophecies mean for you? Are they warnings to prepare, calls to action, or simply ancient texts reflecting human nature and history? Ultimately, how we interpret these signs shapes how we live and the choices we make. If you found this video interesting, you're going to love our next one: What the Bible Says About 2025, End Time Shocking Prophecies. In it, we explore what biblical prophecies could reveal about the year ahead and the signs to watch for. Click on the link above to watch. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update.